What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling this. For some reason, the awesomest today. That's just popped in my head, Cancer, so I'm gonna roll with it. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. So, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in. That's like one of my favorite parts, Cancer. And when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force reading on a situation, everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals. Oh, still intact. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. Hey, Cancer, I love it. Happy Mercury Day. It's Wednesday. Mercury's here. We're chilling. And Mercury's been here for the past few days. Gemini's just hogging the day. But Cancer, the moon's going void, of course, today. And with that, I like Cancer. And the moon's going to be going void, of course. Ooh, interesting. At about 3:25 in the morning, and that'll be Eastern time. Thank you. And she'll be moving from Gemini into Cancer at around about 5:30 in the evening. So we're looking at about a 14-hour, 5-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with this energy, Cancer, that's funny that it came along with this. But with this energy, Cancer, this is all about just kind of going within and doing just a cleansing, just kind of recharging your batteries, making sure that the emotions that you're feeling and that you've kind of been holding on to have been yours, and that you haven't taken on the energies from your environment. Funny enough, I just did Scorpio's reading not too long ago, or like a couple readings ago, and it was talking about how our water signs needed to be together, and all three of the water signs showed up. And so I really do feel like that is something that water energy, all of us need to be mindful of, but water energy in particular, needs to be mindful of, that have that susceptibility to others people's energies, and just making sure that we cleanse our energies as frequently there, Cancer. Whether it be through meditation, through healing music, getting out in nature, whatever that's looking like. I talk about void course all day. I might even go void course here in a minute. But Cancer, also, you may notice that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes, and that people may also be less likely to make decisions during this period of time. So just something to be aware of. And then Cancer, since Gemini still wants to hog the week, we'll give it to the twins, I guess. And with this energy, Cancer, you might be feeling a little more witty, a little more clever, because I will say, I haven't thought about this. As far as like who I think the funniest zodiac signs are, Gemini's probably up there at the top for me. My mom's a Gemini. She has a wicked sense of humor. I remember I had a roommate. He's a Gemini. I mean, back in college. I mean, my gosh, I mean, just like Gemini's just quick with the comebacks. So you might be feeling a little more witty there, Cancer. Maybe you want to go do a comedy night, Cancer. Why not? Get out outside your comfort zone. But this is also a very intelligent energy, Cancer. So this is great for studying. If you need to do a lot of research and things, Gemini energy can absorb. They have a voracious appetite, and I feel like when it comes to knowledge, and can really absorb things at a very impressive clip. But I do feel one thing, Cancer, is being mindful of being all over the place, because I have a Gemini moon, and couple that with how often we feel, Cancer. You want to talk about being all over the place. I mean, you've seen how I am on this channel, but it's, Gemini is a very kind of energy of like multitasking too. So this can be, if you can find a way to juggle all that stuff, Cancer, it can be a very productive energy as well. And then we're in the waning gibbous phase of the disseminating moon there, Cancer. And this is just a great energy for like internal reflection, assessment, kind of evaluating how this, however, whatever it is that you tackled during this lunar cycle has affected you. I just went through a personal lunar return not too long ago, so I had sort of like a reset. I had some things that had kind of gotten off track there that I'm getting back on board there with. And that's all this energy is about, just seeing where how this new thing has been affected, and maybe seeing how some previous things maybe kind of fall by the wayside, and how we can keep that balance kind of flowing in their, Cancer, so you're not just overwhelmed with all this transformation, because the waning gibbous is about good energy for observing how you've transformed as well, and expressing gratitude towards yourself and the universe for all these energies just kind of lining up here, Cancer, like the calm after the storm. And then last few things, Cancer, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. Then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching, Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group. I think you would really enjoy them. But let's go ahead and get into this energy here, your general energy of the day, Cancer, because I like this. This is I do. This almost gives you very Pisces vibes. But you got the collective here, Cancer. And this is a card of all is connected, collective growth, and supported. And we are all connected in a way, Cancer. We all come from, I feel like all these figures here, this thing that's intertwining to the heavens, I feel like it's that connection with source, is how, because it's like I feel like are, and granted it all translates very differently, but we all come from the same source, and we all have this level of empathy and I feel like compassion for each other. At least where I feel like the energies are trying to shift back that way. It may not have seemed like that with all the things that have been going on here. I was actually when I was getting my hair done, I was because I don't tend to watch a lot of news and things. I usually hear stuff like people just kind of talking about it with me, but with everything that is going on, it's just like it can get you in this place where sometimes you can think about your growth as a collective, and where we have come a long way when we do get in those sort of like those really kind of tough and turbulent times. It's just like, where is the growth going? It's like we'll take a step forward and like two steps back, and it's just like when we're all trying to achieve this same level of understanding, we're going through on a rudimentary level, our journeys are all the same. We're come through this human experience and then we're done. But then we go, well, once we add the energies and stuff, then the nuances come in. But I feel like that this is kind of two things coming with this energy, Cancer. It's like thinking about how you are and I guess these can kind of tie in together. It's like how you are contributing to the collective through your individual growth, and what energies are we putting out there, what kind of healing stuff is helping, I almost feel like, to mend that connection back to source, to get us all to this level of ascension, and so that we don't have to keep repeating this specific journey just over and over again, and needing to have all this karma and all these things that may have tied us down. And I even feel too, Cancer, and I'm about to get your tarot on this, that this all is connected. I even feel like it's even going on like a deeper energy, even when you think about like being connected to nature in a sense, like how if you've ever been out there, you just kind of connect with maybe like a certain tree, or maybe there's a certain pond that your energy just really resonates in, or certain animals that you interact with, and just really getting to, I know I'm about to get all hippie on you, Cancer, but even thinking about just how we interact with life. I actually and this might be, take this as it resonates, Cancer, but there was this I kept hearing this buzzing in my space, and there was this little insect that happened to got in, and that initial that instinct is just like, oh my god, I gotta kill it. And I had to pause, and this is something I've been noticing here over the last maybe few months, that I had a moment where it's like it's more mindful. It's just like, now how can I get you out of the room without killing you? And because it's just like, I don't know, Cancer. And I grabbed this little jar and I got it in there and managed to get it back outside. And it's just like, I don't know, it's really kind of big sort of thinking there, Cancer, and how what we put out there is what we. But let me get some tarot on this, Cancer, and get some details with this collective. Because we are getting ready to really move into a big age of the collective with Pluto moving into Aquarius next year. That's going to be that. I mean, Aquarius is all about humanitarianism, about forming groups, freedom. We're going from Capricorn energy with sort of that, like that sense of achievement, that go-getter attitude, materialistic, do what it takes, kind of corporate sort of energy, to the more kind of freedom loving, individuality, individualistic, more individualistic type of energy. It's interesting where we're going to, but I do feel like collectively it's going to be potentially a lot of growth that's going to be going on here, Cancer. So it's like thinking about what that means for you going into these next 20 years um, that Pluto's going to be in Aquarius, and all these outer planets are getting ready to move here. But thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Ha! Speaking of Aquarius, love that. So you have the Knight of Cups, the Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Star card. There are a lot of people here. And the Star card upright here, Cancer. And then you have the Three of Swords and the Page of Cups in reverse. And where are we going to start? Let's start with the Star card, Cancer. Because again, I feel like that this is your chance to, I feel like it's thinking about us all. And I like that too, because the waning gibbous is associated with the Star card. And I feel with this, it's thinking about ourselves like as, again, like how I was saying, how do we contribute to the collective on an individual level? And when you think about, like, I'm picturing like constellations in the sky, and how every star has its place, that one is not better than the other one. It all forms this beautiful thing. And there's a lot of, the Knight of Cups, he's a very loving figure, just has so much love and kindness and compassion to give. And I feel there is this, it's like, how are we bringing healing to the world here with this Star card, Three of Swords? Because it's so easy, I feel like, to get wrapped up in all of this negative type of energy, and it's just like, well, this is how things are. This is what's going down, and that's it. As opposed to what ways what resources can we bring to the table? Like maybe we can start doing more sort of like community based things, kind of maybe start like a community garden in a sense. And this doesn't necessarily have to be you starting this group, Cancer, not unless you want to. I'm with it, Cancer. But or maybe even joining different types of groups. It's just like, instead of being in this passive sort of observing type of energy, where it's just like, oh, well, someone else will take care of it, like rising to the forefront in a sense, like, being, because even this Hierophant is giving me very almost like leadership type of energy, taking the knowledge that you have, Cancer, and applying it to help even like the next generation, however that may look like for you, Cancer, because I do feel that there is this stuff, because this Page of Cups is almost giving me this sort of like lost type of energy, and that might be how we're feeling, Cancer. Maybe this is something that, with everything that is going on, it's just like, it can get you in that sort of sort of depressive type of energy here with the Three of Swords. And again, this might be the energy of others that might be kind of bringing around, that's like the topic that's going on right now. And it's just like, how could that not affect you even a little bit, even if we try to, let's say, maybe like block it out? Because believe me, Cancer, I don't watch really a whole lot of stuff, but I do, I hear you it's you hear about these things, people are talking, and it's just like, well, what can we do to change? You know, the star card is making a wish, and not just wishing on something there. It's letting that, paying attention to what inspirations come to you and then acting on that, you know, and know that you are supported. Because sometimes I feel too, what can happen is, it's just like, how can I as an individual really think that I'm going to have any sort of larger impact on the world? But you never know, Cancer. Just like, for example, with like this YouTube thing, it's, you know, it's not like you know, at the moment, you know, so it has X amount of followers, and not even followers, not even like that, members on the Soul Tribe, and there is, who knows how that may inspire someone else to do something. You know, that's my hope. You know, and that's just one way that I'm thinking about doing. You know, one way that I'm doing. It's just like, there's more. I was actually was just kind of. I just started this new gig not too long ago, and I was just thinking about that. Like, is this allowing me to be of service? And if not, what do I need to do to change that? You know, so that could be some of the questions you may be asking yourself that too, Cancer. So just something to but I do feel like it's remembering that you're not, you know, especially if we feel like that, well, how can I possibly change the world? Cancer, you never know. You know, you may not actually be, you know, you might be inspiring emperors to step up, in a sense. Maybe you're working behind the scenes, or, you know, you may find that courage to be a T, however this is looking, you know, but you are supported at Cancer with this card, and the star card is going to be a card of unexpected help as well. But I like that, Cancer. Let's let's get some more on this. You know what I mean? It's starting to feel a little emotional. Cancer starting to creep up there. But in a great way though, because I do. There is power in knowing that, where it can seem like there is all this negativity that's being spread, that there are those who also want. Oh, and there's, how interesting that hubby would pop up there. That just, I did Scorpio and Aries before this, and that happened with Aries too. They got the King and Queen of Pentacles. And so I feel like that there's, even just saying that, keep in mind, Cancer, this is a totally separate deck that happened in. So, hmm, hmm. Let me get the rest of your cards here, Cancer, before I get into this. Hmm, I like that. So you have the Six of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Strength card, the Justice card in reverse. Small little reversal storm there. And then you have the Three of Cups upright here, Cancer. And like, let's talk about justice. Let's talk about Libra. Because, I mean, even chills just even thinking about it. You know, things have been, I forgot which sign I mentioned this to, but the energies have been unbalanced, you know, for a while. And I feel like with the Six of Cups here, is like how we've operated in the past is changing. You know, I was reading on some aspects, and there were just more. I was reading on the more kind of the generational aspects, and how it's like, I feel like we've gotten it again in such a passive sort of state there, where it's just like that, we're almost afraid to let our opinions be known. But like, not necessarily like, it's like there will be this pushback, and then something will happen that'll set it, so that'll cut the momentum off, you know. Like, there was that whole thing with, and listen, kids, I'm not trying to, you know, oh, like when there's like right around before, like, you know, COVID was happening, you know, there was that big ramp up for, like, you know, gun safety and things. And then as soon as that happened, and granted, COVID cut that off, but it's just like, well, why did that kind of stop though? You know, why did that steam stop? Because there was real change that I feel like that was really being pushed there. The scales were starting to tip, and as soon as it was really starting to get there, it's like bam, it flipped right back, and then we regressed a little bit. And now I feel like there's this energy of, with the Three of Cups, needing to kind of just converse more, collectively, but not just with just all the things that are just going awry in the world. It's just like, what can we do to bring stability back, to bring to help again collectively grow. And listen, Cancer, again, this is not me saying like where you necessarily have to become, this, the next, like, political leader or anything like that. This could just be, maybe writing a vlog, something, just of putting out more things that are raising the vibration in a sense, so that we can get out of this sort of like fixated energy. I'm just even noticing that you're racking up a lot of fixed signs here with Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus, the Hierophant, Leo, the Strength card being here. And again, I feel that there is the Six of Cups. It's like, this way of operating in this past type of energy is getting ready to really change. We are getting ready to look into the future, and it's just like, this might be again something that you're thinking about. What does that mean? And so you don't have to have all the answers right now, but I do feel like that more conversations like it, as far as like, how can we bring, because I think we were just talking about raising the vibration yesterday, and it's just like, what can we do to raise that vibration, and just like evolve and to really, I don't know, because this this experience is very, can be very sometimes I feel like it can be a little disheartening, with how things can go here. But because we wonder, where is the justice, because this is more than just about like cause effect. This is about like that fairness, that justice, because that's even, Libra is a very diplomatic sign, there, and that they had even had some energies a little while back of talking about like advocacy and things. And the justice is a very powerful card with that. And it's just like, how do we bring this sense of order back into this realm here, Cancer? But it is going to be, it starts with individuals inspiring the collective to be their unique selves, and to stand up and to do more of this stuff here, Cancer. So you may think that someone's already doing this thing, but if it's something like with tarot, there are how many different tarot readers, and but we all do it a little bit differently, and hopefully we're all doing it to raise that vibration. And then if you're noticing a certain gap there, Cancer, a vacuum that's needing to be filled, even just filling that space up there. But all right, let's get some advice from Mercury. Hmm. Look at that, Cancer. And there's the world. I like that. Oh. Oh. Alright, Cancer. Last little bit here. Alright, so you have the Eight of Wands in reverse, and then you have the Nine of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and then the World card here, Cancer. And let's switch back over. And I like that the World popped up here, Cancer, because again, it doesn't matter how big or how small, if we're doing something even a little bit to raise the vibration, Cancer, then that is a big win. It's a step towards a higher vibration. Who doesn't want that? And I feel that we want to be careful about getting into the state of apathy, of saying we don't care, that it doesn't affect us in any way, because it does, Cancer. All this stuff that happens, it does, it affect what you're going through, I'm going through. Like we can. And I feel like that, take away, let's just talk Cancerians for a moment. Like we that's the reason I made this kind of channel, because it's, you know, hearing about how, you know, our energies were being perceived, and, you know, all this stuff, and it's like, I feel even too with the Eight of Wands, it's just like that we can help get, and this is not just, this is just in general, Cancer, not any sort of specific things, you know. I'm not like a political channel or anything along those lines, but, you know, it's about spreading, I feel like, messages of just like high vibes, getting those energies moving faster, you know, just putting like, just being creative, Cancer, tapping into your Leo and Libra energy, and even just think about Libra and Taurus, you know. Venus is getting ready to move into Libra. Venus is about art and beauty. The fact that both their signs that she rules is here. But try not to let this burn you out, Cancer. You know, because that's a lot of energy to think about, and it can be a lot to try to take the weight of the world on your shoulders, and that could lead to this energy of discouraging energy, especially when we feel like our opinions aren't being heard, with the Five of Swords being reversed, and then you get to that apathetic state. Well, why bother? And I feel there is plenty of reasons to bother, Cancer, but, and you know, this is not me forcing you to do anything. You got to take charge with when you feel it makes sense for you, Cancer, because we have stuff that we have to work on, again, individually, before we can really bring about that healing work collectively. If I had tried to do this in the state that I was in, say 10 years ago, 12 years ago, it wouldn't have had the same amount of impact as it has now, actively working on it. You know, it would have just, the message would have fell flat. So, you know, you got to think about you too. It's a balance in all of this, but I hope this makes sense, Cancer. It's some pretty big stuff we're kind of talking about here. So, but no, Cancer, if this is any sort of a consolation, but when you think about being supportive, and you got these dreams about how you want to change the world and things, and you feel like you're, you know, kind of by yourself and all this, Cancer, you know, you are supported. Even, you know, I may have not formally met you yet. You know, we may not ever cross paths, but know, if you're raising the vibration, no, I'm right there with you, Cancer. I support that. I support that 100%, and I'm with it. And no, I'm trying to do the same thing there with you, Cancer. So let's be stars, Cancer. Let's oh, so raise that vibrations to the roof. All right, Cancer. I'm gonna pull out of that because you're gonna make me emotional. But Cancer, if you like that, or if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer, because this is nice energy coming through. You know, thinking about us growing as a soul tribe, and really coming together as one, that collective strength. You know, right now it doesn't feel as strong, but Cancer, we are stronger than we realize. You know, and subscribe there, you star. Hit that bell button to get notified on all these videos each day. And then last little bit, if you check for your readings, check your sun, your moon, your rising, and Venus signs. But just check your chart, Cancer. You know, fun little, well, yeah, I'll share this a little bit with you, Cancer. Fun little fact. If you, even if you don't want to look just yet, know that at least when it comes to like your Mercury and your Venus, Mercury will always be within, it's either going to fall in Cancer, or it'll be one sign before or one sign after. Mine's in Leo. I have a friend, his is in Cancer. My stepdad's a Leo, and his is in Gemini. And with well, that's his Venus is in Gemini. And with Venus, it's like it's easy. It's an easy thing to remember from your sign. It would be one forward or one back, or the one in Mercury, and two forward, two back, or the same one for Venus. So at least you'll kind of have an idea where it could possibly fall. And it'll always be like that, Cancer. So just a little nugget there. I got some apps down for that too, Cancer, so you don't even got to think that hard. And just come over to Alchemist 8 there, Cancer. I do weekly videos there, monthly ones, yearly ones. Is a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. You have the Six of Wands here. And you know, it can be hard to rise up, I feel like, with this, but again, this can be a card of fame, and I feel like with this is saying you don't have to necessarily be famous in order to do this good work, Cancer. And whatever that's looking like, this could be on a community level, this could even be maybe you're just starting even a group amongst your friends or family, and then they get inspired. It has a ripple effect, Cancer, how this energy works with how growth can, and how we can inspire others to rise up, and then how we kind of fuel off of each other. it's it's amazing, Cancer. I feel like what can happen here with this, with the Six of Wands here, and it's going to be a long, you know, the Six of Wands for me signifies like a long journey, but it's, again, it's a journey that we're all doing together. You know, we're all trying to, you know, again, to reconnect with source and rise and raise our vibrations. And let me get your oracle card here, Cancer, so I can get you out of here. And you know, one more thing, Cancer, because sometimes I was just thinking with the Four of Cups too, that that can almost even be like a desensitizing type of energy, and that's something we want to be careful about as well. To just sort of shrug something off as just like, oh well, it doesn't affect me, so you know, be mindful of that, because that's a that's an odd, not an odd place. I don't want to say dangerous place to be, but kind of, you know, that lack of of empathy. You know, that's just some, and be mindful of those around that as well. You know, like just we're dropping things, Cancer. Okay, okay. All right, Cancer. So you have the calendula card here, which is ruled by the sun, and it's a card of purity. And it's interesting because there's this child here that's amongst this field, and I feel like that there's this energy of trying to return to that, where it's just all sunshine, and you know, where it's more, how can we bring more happiness and more growth, and again raise that vibration through the roof. And I feel like it does, it starts with the collective, Cancer. It starts with doing that work, doing that inner child healing, and then allowing what you've learned, and then spread that around, you know, because yeah, it's been an interesting journey, but I do feel that we are coming to this place, especially where Neptune's been at, you know, over the last 14 years or 12 years or so. Saturn's in Pisces right now. Just, we have a lot of energies that are kind of geared towards the collective, and will be like that until 2025. So, all right, Cancer, I think I'm gonna leave that there. So, but I do feel like we can all spread that sunlight together, Cancer, and we can bring this sense of purity. You see, they're all coming together here. So we just gotta come together, Cancer, and be stars so that the constellations can form. And all right, Cancer, but you stay safe out there. You know, we're talking about the advocacy work. You know, just don't try not. You know, just be mindful of that. Be safe. Do, and then keep the hopes up, Cancer, because I do feel like that we can change as a soul tribe. You know how that's gonna look. Who knows? But I do believe it's possible. And you keep eyes on the moon there, Cancer. You know, reflect on some of this stuff here. You know, maybe think about, there might be something you think about for the next lunar cycle. Maybe join in a group or whatever that's looking like. But and I will catch you hella deep there, Cancer, on the next one tomorrow.